Oh yeah, we are live. How is going, Eric? Welcome everybody to
Great.
the to this community call. We're super excited to be here. How's it going, Eric? All good?
Yeah, another amazing community call. We got a great lineup, lots of cool developer stuff. We're going to meet one of the hackathon winners. I'm super excited.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, so happy to close this with you. And I think it's not just the September community call, but it's also like our end of the quarter community call. So we have a lot of like updates. We do some recaps. We will also like go through some of the latest developer activation from like builder nights to like hackathons. And yeah, let's get it started super quickly. Yeah, I'm Francesco, part of the developer team at Consensus, and yeah, I don't wanna bring too much time, but yeah, I'm super excited also to be here. Quickly intro, Eric, on your
Yeah,
side.
my name is Eric. I'm the MetaMask. I'm a MetaMask DevRel here for 2.723 years at MetaMask and still going, counting every day. Full stack JavaScript, React, DappDev, DJ, producer, Dad++. Let's go. That's
Nice.
me.
Is a plus? Is a plus plus plus? How many pluses? Super
I
cool.
do plus plus.
Nice, nice.
Ta
Okay,
Read that how you will.
sounds good. Sounds good. Awesome. So, yeah, we have this 1 hour just focus on all these great updates, insights, and shout outs to all our like developer community and whatever we're shipping. We will do a quickly intro around some of the highlights that we had around Builder Nights, Singapore, for the people that were around Token 2045. This happened the last couple of weeks. And then also like we're doing a quick slide recap on what has been shipped, majority of what we have been shipping like during this quarter. Then we have also like Tom speaking about I don't know how many of you guys are developer or you heard about Infura before, and feel free always to chat, write something in the chat where we are there. We want to also like make sure that we are answering you. And Tom will just do a quickly like update for all devs, how you can access different networks via Infura. So we will show also like a quick demo on the Infura interface. Then we have our usual Christian Montoya, and yeah, that would be super exciting, speaking about how to build a snap from A to Z, and also like including the latest feature. I don't want to like shout what are those. Let's hear it from Christian. And then, as usual, we have some of the great and past winners of hackathons. So this time we're bringing Abhijat and Dimple to present what they built during ETHGlobal Singapore. And yeah, like was of an interesting like use case, and we are excited to show you what those guys built during this 48 hours hackathon. Okay, so without further ado, do I miss anything, Eric, or we are ready to start?
I think we're ready to start.
Nice, nice. Okay, let's get it started. So, quickly recap on the Builder Night side. The last Builder Nights that we were running in during this quarter mostly was the one in Seoul. We did obviously the one in Tokyo for a lot of people that were there. Shout out to you guys. And then the last one was in Singapore with Vitalik. Just quickly recap what are Builder Nights. We are trying to throw these developer meetups that are around major ecosystem developer events, and we are trying really to get in verticals and topics being discussed with high caliber in the ecosystem. We started with like 437 developer meetups. We continue with like layer 2, so different kind of verticals, and the goal really is to create this safe space for developers and builders to share and network. These are a couple of like things. We put also some impression that from the last Builder Night here, we had Vitalik, and we also had a really good interoperability panel with major people, and was very interesting because with him, he normally like came for a 20-minute talk, and he stayed for almost 1 hour responding question. It was actually super exciting, and I think we are coming with also the full recording on YouTube this or next week. So like we will definitely like trying to digest. one
And you
hour of
didn't show the
Vitalik talk was
picture that
long.
I gave you. The one of you and Vitalik was such a great picture, man. Oh, that should have been on
We
here.
need to. We need to. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. I think we're good. And then last before we're moving to Tom, quickly updates on what's really happening on Q3. And all these updates you see in the past community calls too. But I think the major kind of like product or sub developer product being shipped is the MetaMask delegation toolkit. There is a bunch of cool recording. I think like Eric also like we're coming up with different like workshops around the delegation toolkit. We're prepping also like all DEF CON around the MetaMask hacker house dedicated to delegation toolkit. So that will be super excited about that.
A lot
And
of resources for DevCon for delegation
yes,
toolkit.
yes. And a lot of like different technical tutorials has been also been shipped. Right now we're working also on a full like docs revamp on delegation toolkit, so
Yeah.
that would be exciting. And I definitely like suggest you everybody here to check out the delegation toolkit presentation from Ryan that was done during the last community calls. And yeah, so we can send over the link. The second biggest update that was also like delivered with Ziad, last community call was on the V12 update. So you can start doing costume UI with on snaps directly. And I think Christian will speak a little bit more about that later. So I don't want to like speak on the alpha here, but there are different like cool features that you can do on extending like the UI components for the extension. Cool. So without further ado, let's get Tom on stage. Yeah, we're ready to rock. And make sure that you are saying how many of you guys used Infura before. Feel free also to answer in the chat and even asking question around there. So I will now unshare. Welcome, Tom. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks. I'm doing well, Francesco. It's been a long time since I've been on this call. I think like 2 years, but it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Nice. No, welcome back. We're super excited to have you here. You want to quickly share your screen, or you want me to screen share?
You can keep on the deck for a minute. So I'll just introduce myself really quick. I'm Tom Hay. I've been at Consensus for 7 years. I'm currently running product for the decentralized infrastructure network, but I've worked on Infura. I've worked on Academy, DevRel.
You're the true OG.
I've seen a lot of cool stuff that we've shipped, and just really proud of everything that's going on. I'm just going to show you really quick a very basic demo of how to get access to all the new networks that have been added to Infura. So if you go to the next slide, this is what I'm going to walk through. If you haven't logged into Infura for a while, you'll notice that we've added quite a few new networks, and that's been done in combination with the Infura team and the product that I oversee, the decentralized infrastructure network. So basically the flow we're going to do is we're already going to be logged in, but I'm going to show you just how you can select the networks that you want to enable. You can use those networks in your development process. You can paste those networks into MetaMask if you want to. There's a lot of options there. So at this time, you can turn over to me and I'll just share my screen and basically walk through these steps I have right here.
Sounds good. You want to quickly like intro what is DIN for the people that didn't know it?
Yeah, so the TLDR, the too long didn't read on DIN, is that it is a network of infrastructure providers, so API and RPC providers, who are giving access to Web3 APIs in what is a becoming a progressively decentralized marketplace is the way to think about it. So right now we're in a phase where we are federated and we're providing access to DIN through Infura, but over time it will expand and multiple teams will be able to provide access to DIN as well. So I'm just gonna share my screen really quick. Hopefully you can see my screen, my test Ethereum project. So we're on the Infura dashboard, already logged in. I've created a new API key, so you can see my API key here. And if I wanted to enable a new network, I could configure, I could click on my test Ethereum project. And what you'll see is all the network endpoints that we have. And this list has been steadily growing over the course of 2024. So you're seeing new networks. You're seeing networks that are decentralized by DIN, that are being provided by the Decentralized Infrastructure Network. And it's pretty easy to add them. Say I wanted to add BSC, Mantle, and OpBnB. I could just click those. And then what I would be able to do is just save my changes. That's what I need to do. And then what is going to happen after that is it's actually going to show me my endpoints. And I could see all the endpoints that are HTTPS endpoints. So we have all of those right here. But as an added bonus, the Infura team has been doing great work. And you're seeing there's a lot of WebSocket endpoints for these networks. So almost all of our networks, and definitely our main nets, we've been adding those WebSocket endpoints. We know that people love those. So just make sure you are checking out your dashboard. You're seeing the new networks. We're sending out announcements via email, letting you know about those updates. But there are definitely more networks come. I would definitely encourage you, definitely log into your dashboard weekly to see the new networks that are being added, because we're adding new networks all the time. So thanks everyone. Thanks for having me on this call. And hopefully that's a little helpful tip that you can take into the.
That's super useful. You have any question, Eric, on DIN or Infura in general?
So, I mean, just thinking of it from like maybe a beginner's perspective of someone in Web3, is this something that's kind of more like in Web2 would be like a Google Cloud or Azure, AWS, but in kind of Web3, it's a decentralized version of that, or am I getting it wrong?
No, that's a good way of thinking about it. I would expand that and say that instead of relying on a single cloud provider, or in this case, a single RPC provider, what we're doing is we're essentially distributing at first and then progressively decentralizing the responsibility for running this network infrastructure. And what are the benefits of that? Well, you're getting a vetted, highly performant list of providers, giving that you access that infrastructure, but through an interface that you already use, right? You don't have to sign up for multiple accounts other places. And the benefit is there are multiple providers that are integrated. So there's built-in fallback failover. So if anyone has an issue, has to undergo maintenance, we are able to redirect that traffic in the background, and you just have complete
Very
uptime.
nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. No, that makes it much more clear. Yeah.
That's super cool. Yeah, thank you so much, Tom. I think it's quite straightforward, and super excited to also see those DIN updates. We definitely need to have you for providing more updates, what's happening in the DIN world in I don't know, a couple of community calls. Awesome.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Tom.
Love to come back.
So
thanks.
Awesome. Thanks. So let's move to our second main update with Christian. So I will bring you on stage. I think you have a couple of slides to share. What's up, Christian? How are you? Welcome.
Hello, thank you. How are you?
Oh, good. Excited for this call. You want to screen share? You want me to run through your slides?
You can go through the slides. I'll screen share when it gets to the demo. Yeah, so hello, everyone. To tell you a little bit about myself. So I'm a product lead at MetaMask. I'm actually in a stealth role I can't tell you too much about, but before this, I was leading the launch of MetaMask Snaps. So I'll tell you a little bit about that more in a bit. But here you have my information. You can connect with me on Twitter and Warpcast. I'm also a DJ like Eric Bouchard and been using Ethereum since late 2016. And every now and then, I also like to dabble in Bitcoin and Solana too. Yeah, so let's go to the next slide.
We have more DJs than presenters here today.
It's a popular thing at MetaMask. So wanted to first share some newly allow listed snaps. So for those of you that don't know, snaps are add-ons that supercharge your MetaMask extension. And so if you go to this URL, snaps.metamask.io, you can install them into the MetaMask extension and get access to lots of new features, including security products that protect you from malicious transactions, ways to access new blockchain networks like Solana, Cosmos, etc., and lots of cool notifications and communication features. So some of the new snaps that are currently available, Eternity Wallet actually turns MetaMask into a fully fledged Eternity blockchain wallet. And so you can use the Eternity network with that snap. There's bit badges, which allows you to create badges to identify different addresses and track different types of addresses in MetaMask. And then Quantum Wallet, also another blockchain wallet, turns MetaMask into a quantum blockchain wallet and interact with the quantum network. Then we have Lossless Aegis Insights. It helps you analyze smart contracts when you're interacting with them and get insights about them in the transaction flow. And then Authflow is a decentralized identity and verifiable credential snap that allows you to interact with other products that rely on those decentralized credentials. But yeah, you can check out all the snaps that are currently available. And in the next slide, I'll start talking about a snap that I'll show you how to build. So this is a developer call. I'm sure you're all excited by learning about something that you can build yourselves. So I'm actually going to show you how you can build a snap that runs inside of MetaMask and walk you through it really quickly. So you can go to this URL, go.metamask.io/ttsnap. You can go to that URL right now to see this snap. I'm going to show you on my screen as well. And there's a video walkthrough, same URL, go.metamask.io/ttbuild. And this is about 40-minute video that walks you through from 0 to 1, all the steps, all the tools that you need to build your own snap. And I show you how I did it. So I'm going to share my screen now and walk you through a little bit. And I will show you a few things, but we have limited. We did this. So this is a cool thing that you can do when you need like bold text or italic text or really cool text on Twitter or LinkedIn or something like that. So I wanted to build a tool that's similar to that allows you to do this inside of MetaMask. So this is the tool that I built. This is a little video that shows you what it does. It actually allows you to open a snap and interact with this feature inside of MetaMask. I'm going to go ahead and install it. This is what it looks like when I'm installing the snap. I connect and install it. It has just one feature, which displays a custom screen. And then after I've installed it, I can open it inside of MetaMask. So this is my snaps menu here. You can find snaps in the menu of the extension here. And then if I click on text transformer, then I can interact with this. I do transform, I go like this, and now I have this cool text that I can copy and I can paste it wherever I want, just like that, okay? Just to show you what that looks like. So to show you a little bit about how I built it, so I'm not like a super amazing programmer. So I actually asked ChatGPT to help me understand how these Unicode fonts are generated and give me some code on how to transform text to these Unicode fonts. And just to show you an idea, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to say, can you give me similar Unicode font for strike-through text? Let's see what it does. Okay, so I think it's going to give me one. Create strike-through text. Yep. Let's see. Here's a JavaScript function. Okay, it'll take a little while. While I'm doing that, I'm going to show you the snap source code itself. So this is, yes, I'm going to open Visual Studio Code over here. So this is the snap. To show you how simple this is a template, right, that gives you the necessary code for testing and building your snap. And if I open this here, I'll show you the actual source code. It's really just one file. There's just a few different components that it uses, and there's the different Unicode font maps. Just a little bit of exporting a custom component, and then here's the home page. So very simple thing that it's doing here. And then when the user submits, when you submit and interact with the form, then it spits out the same form, but then all of these copyable. So you can see all of these little maps are here, right? So this is bold, bold sans serif, double struck, italic, medieval, small caps. And I'm going to modify this right now to show you how this works. So let's see here. I need, oh, interesting. So it's going to give me a different function. So let's do this. Let's put this function in my code here. I'll zoom in a little so you can see what I'm doing. Strike through text. Okay. And then what I want to do, and this needs to be TypeScript, so I need to give it a type here, and then that's fine. And then what I want to do here, okay, what I want to do is on user input. Yes, okay. So I'm gonna add one more copyable, value equals, and then here I wanna do, instead of, I'm gonna do strike through text. Okay, strike through text, okay. So this is the input text coming from the form here. So I'm just going to make that change, okay? And this is just going to add one more copyable and to show you how it looks when I run that, okay? Pretty simple change, one function and one line of JSX. And then here, what I want to do is open in terminal. Okay, so I'm going to do yarn to initialize the repository. Here we go. Yarn start to start it running. And then I have this running locally. And now I'm going to open a browser instance where I can show you what it looks like. Here, so this is going to install a test version. So I'm running MetaMask Flask here. That's why the Fox is purple. And I'm going to install this test version of the snap that I've just modified locally. And then I'm going to go ahead and interact with it here. And let's see if this works. Hopefully it works. Let's see. Let's see what happens. And here is my strike through text. So you can see I've added one more item here. And when I paste it here, it struck through. So I've modified a snap, pretty simple, really easy to work with. Tooling makes it really easy. If you go into our documentation and you click on snaps here, you can find all of this information about how to get started. There's a quick start, there's tutorials. You can look into the features and custom UI. You can learn all about the different components that you can use, how they work. There's example code. And yeah, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me on Twitter or Warpcast, and I would love to talk to you about your ideas and help you through it.
Super exciting, Christian. How devs can contribute to specific like snaps, or I remember we had back in the days the snaps wish list. Is there something that you wish like devs will do right now?
Yeah, there's actually there was this proposal from Aztec. I guess it's like a new blockchain. Aztec has a grant for anyone who wants to build a wallet for the Aztec network, and I suggested on Twitter the other day that someone should apply for the grant and build a snap that turns MetaMask into an Aztec wallet. So that's a pretty high level thing. Like that's a complicated thing. But otherwise, I would say, you know, just think of small utilities or things that you could build that are useful in MetaMask. There's some examples in the tutorials, and it'll show you things like, oh, you could build like a password manager inside of MetaMask if you wanted to, right? You could actually use something similar to what I showed and use the storage features and just store, you know, like secrets inside of MetaMask, and you'll have the same level of encryption that you have inside of MetaMask for your other data as well. So yeah, I would play around with it. And yeah, reach out to me on Twitter or Warpcast if you want to talk through ideas. I always love to talk through ideas with.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Very cool. And thinking about like you kind of touched on wish lists around snaps. Is there like anything else that obviously like you touched on the walkthrough? Because I get asked also like a couple of questions around Flask specifically, right? What people can do with Flask, you know, like obviously like what you showed just today, but is there like on any other like developer tooling that people can do today around Flask that because I still see a lot of people using our normal extension to build around hackathons, but maybe you can give some insights around that.
Yeah, I mean, the primary purpose of Flask is that you can test and install snaps locally, but it is also a good like testing environment in general. We always recommend that when people are doing development, that they use a different browser profile and a different, you know, like, so it's good to have a different extension environment, right? You don't want to mix like your testing accounts with like your main accounts where you have funds. And if you do anything that would, you know, cause your testing environment to break, you wouldn't want to lose access to your funds. So I definitely recommend just in general to use MetaMask Flask. I also want to say that aside from like the tooling and the fact that you can build snaps or build your dApps with like MetaMask SDK or something like that, you can also contribute ideas, right? You can actually make proposals for like new features. So we have two ways that you can submit proposals. There's MetaMask improvement proposals and there's snaps improvement proposals. Those are in our GitHub organization. So you can actually submit proposals if you're building a snap or you're building a dApp with MetaMask, and you're like, hey, it would be really useful if I had an additional, dApp method or an additional snap integration API or something like that. We would love to receive proposals from the community.
That's very cool. And around specifically for
Looks like we're having some issues with people disconnecting.
yeah,
Yes, there we go.
I'm just struggling back. But speaking about specific UI components use case, did you already saw like some interesting like project or use case around those specific snaps adding UI components?
Yeah, one of the most important things is that you can now create interactive interfaces. One use case for that is in a transaction insight or a signature insight, which we're launching soon. So you have like a small real estate area where you want to show at a high level, is this transaction or signature request safe? Should the user proceed? But now you can actually create like buttons where a user can click and say, okay, give me more information about this transaction. So you can create interactive interfaces. Like I was playing around with something couple weeks ago where you could actually click a button to bookmark information about a transaction in that flow, right? So it's not just the fact that you have more components available to you now, but you can actually make them interactive, and you can then build embedded interactive flows inside of the different panels where you can put a Snap UI.
Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. And you mentioned the two proposals. Like, do you wish like more proposal on a specific like topic where will coming? Or what's kind of like the CTA here for developers that wish like send some proposals? I see like
Yeah.
some people in the chat, like have like brand, like have an idea that I've been kicking around, like I think people can send more proposals, but maybe you have some insights on what proposal you would like to see.
Yeah, for MetaMask improvement proposals, I would say things that make it easier to build a dApp, like additional methods that would make it easier for you to actually build whatever use case you have in mind for a dApp. For Snaps improvement proposals, what we're really looking for are what are the areas in which you want to have a hook or some sort of API for your Snap to integrate more deeply with MetaMask. So when we initially launched Snaps last year, we had very few ways that the Snap could actually tightly integrate with MetaMask. And what we've been working on over the past year is making more ways for snaps to actually deeply integrate into the MetaMask extension. And we want more suggestions on what are the most pressing areas where you need your snap to be able to communicate directly with MetaMask or to display something to the user.
Nice, nice. And then is the last question that I will like not get spicy anymore, Christian. But speaking about the allow, how to, if I'm a developer right now, an individual contributor, I build my own snap. How do I get allow listed? What's the process? I know that you touched a little bit like in previous community calls around auditing. How does either organization or individual contributor building those snaps getting like allow listed or getting exposed to the big user audience, right?
Sure. So the example that I just showed you did not need to be allow listed because it's using very simple set of permissions. So you can actually build some snaps that you can publish, and you don't need to go through the allow listing process. But what I showed you in the directory snaps.metamask.io, those are all the snaps that have gone through our allow listing process. If you're doing something that involves network access, anything that's sort of like communicating with third-party servers or anything like that, then you need to go through the allow listing process. And if you're doing anything that involves key management, like managing user accounts or anything like that, then you need to go and get a third-party security audit. So we have that information in our documentation, like when you need to go and get an audit and how to submit for allow listing. So there's a section called Get Allow Listed that walks you through that. And we actually have something called the Builder Engagement Program, where you can submit your information and become part of that program. And then we have a whole team that will work with you to provide you the information that you need and to then walk you through the process.
Nice. Yeah, that's super cool. We're also like revamping all our ambassador programs specifically for like how people want to contribute. And I think Snaps is definitely like a big vertical around the other developer tooling like SDK, Wallet API, Delegation Toolkit is super exciting too.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
tell everyone, like, Consensus is about supporting builders. So like the first step is to reach out to us, right? We have programs where we can support you. We want to help you along the way, and we want to make sure that you have someone available to you So you just need to reach out to us. We'll get you into the right program and we'll support you and help you be successful with your product.
100%. Yeah, I think support for the builders from the different activation side, but also like from the different developer tooling side. I think that's super. We have actually a good question popping up, Christian. Like, is there any plan to make a snap to support account abstraction? I wanted to
That's
ask
a good
you,
question.
yeah,
Yeah.
what is your
So
favorite category of snaps? But let's respond with that.
yeah, so this touches on that. So we actually have a keyring API that's in our documentation, and we have a section in our snaps directory for snaps that do custom Ethereum account management. And there's some there that do either MPC accounts or two-factor authentication, and you can actually build an account abstraction snap. So Biconomy, which has a toolkit for building account abstraction use cases, they actually built a snap that's in our documentation as one of the examples, and you can actually follow that and use any toolkit really to build an account abstraction use case. And we're working on ways to improve that over time, but essentially you can build a snap if you have something in mind, and you can use the keyrings API to make it work with MetaMask.
Yeah, thank you so much for the team to share the doc page around keyrings API. I think we had it also in the past as an hackathon bounty, but I think like this is now supporting like all the developers out there. And yeah, and actually, like speaking about favorite snap, obviously you can share which one is your favorite snap. But speaking about category, Christian, like, do you have any favorite category? I mean, I love like all the non-EVM compatible snaps, like from Starknet, like the different like software. But any categories that is your favorite, or you wish like people were working more on that?
Yeah, my favorite is the security category. There's a bunch of really useful tools in there that everyone should install to help protect them from malicious transactions, or even just things where it's like they help you make sure that you don't lose too much fees, or make a trade that would cause you to have too much slippage. Things like that are very useful to have. In terms of where I would like to see developers building more snaps, it's actually the communication category. So I would love to see more snaps that provide useful notifications or provide useful interfaces for chatting with other users. And so that's the category where I would like to see more activity.
I remember the wallet, the chat-to-chat snap was actually
Yeah, there's a
super
wallet chat snap. Yeah, there's one for push protocol that powers notifications, but definitely lots of room for more innovation there.
Nice, nice. I think also game developers and game user like will benefit a lot around notifications and chat-to-chat snaps. Oh, what is
Absolutely.
this? My favorite is Mini Sweeper. I don't know. Is there a snap with this name?
There's a snap. Yeah, it's like a Minesweeper game inside of MetaMask. Yeah, we should maybe share the link to that one as well.
Oh
That's a good
yes,
one.
yes. Yeah, you know what you want to present next time, Christian.
Yeah, exactly. Let's save something for next time.
Awesome, awesome. I think we're good. We're good on time. It looks like also like we will get this committee call a bit like earlier than the last one. Last one was also like super long, so we're good to go. And thanks team for sharing all the Luma page around the specific icon, the Linea developer committee call for people that are interested in that. And yeah, excited. Thanks so much, Christian. Anything you want to share before we're moving on?
No, thank you. I just, developers are really what powers innovation, and we would love to see more people building. So excited to see what everybody builds.
Even the clam boat. We have a clam boat commenting you. Awesome, awesome. DEF CON, you will be around DEF CON?
Yes, I'll be at DevCon, so I'll be there through the week, and would love to meet people who are building with MetaMask.
Nice, nice. Yeah, definitely. Like we're planning this delegation toolkit hacker house, a strong builder night around interoperability. So snaps will be also like be a big part of the event. Awesome. Thank you, Christian. Let me screen share what's happening next. So we are in our last part of the call. We will have, let me untoggle Christian here. I think we are good. We are good to go. So the last part is basically like last 2 weeks actually we were in Singapore during Token with Eric and the team, and we were able to participate at ETHGlobal Singapore. So what happens? We had a 5 main winning team, that were able to spin, adapt, deployed on Linear, leveraging the MetaMask SDK and tooling. Some of the team actually built a snap. Today we will welcome Abhijat and Dimple. Let me quickly toggle them on the call. Welcome, welcome, guys. And yeah, right now you guys have the floor. You can show us what you build during this hackathon. First main question: did you guys had any sleep?
It's after the call, after the event, definitely yes, a long one.
Nice, nice, nice. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's get it started. Quickly, introduce yourself, and most important, why? What kind of inspire you to build and target both the Linear and MetaMask bounty in the first place, and what's the DApp about? You wanna quickly
Okay, sure.
share your screen?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you for the invite. I am just okay. I am again getting the request. Screen sharing is not allowed. Just help me out.
Try now again.
Yeah. No.
Are you trying to screen share?
Yes.
You want me to screen share something specifically?
I had the deck if that's something that is there, but again, let me try one more time. Yeah, I'm able to now.
Okay, nice. Now it's working. So
Okay.
there you are, word name service.
Okay. So basically, we built this with the intention of actually simplifying Web3. Like we are just identifying, we are basically on a mission to actually simplify Web3 one step at a time. So basically, we started with Web3 addresses, which is like a 256 bytes code, which is the first thing that people interact with when they are introduced to Web3. So now, with that said, what people are right now trying to do is like, if I have to ask you for a way to interact with you, right, or anyone in order to send transactions or do any kind of a payments or settlement, it is not easy for people to share the addresses, right? So ENS is the closest thing that has come to it. But again, we felt like ENS is more around like DNS and it is not cross-chain. So that's what we inspired, like, okay, how about we create a standardized format for representing Web3 addresses with a 3-word format, right? So this is the format that we have chosen. This is kind of inspired by what3words.com in a real world scenario, right? So we have taken the inspiration from that and trying to map Web3 addresses with 3 words. So what is happening is like it improves a lot of accessibility in terms of being able to communicate faster. Like it's like sharing your Twitter ID or Telegram ID. Instead of that, we know what our addresses are and is easier to communicate with, right? So that's basically what was the prime driving factor. And of course, when we are talking about like when a layman who is like copy pasting these addresses, there are potential threats that we are talking about, like address poisoning attacks, where we are just able to check out like the first 5 address characters and the last 5. But if the interim single character is misplaced, it becomes difficult for us to recover that funds, right? So these are the typical things that we were hoping that we will be able to solve with this particular process. Of course, there are multiple users of it. Like, okay, we can have anything that has to do with like addresses. It can be simplified or be activated through WNS, again, word naming services, while also opening up scope for like premium name sales, Web2 style operations, as well as browser extensions that can allow for a lot more simpler or simplified dashboards. Again, I'll quickly run through you the architecture of how we built it. So first is basically we are trying to generate this WNS address by entering any kind of a 0x address. It is basically checked out if that particular WNS exists in the system. If it exists, then it is automatically retrieved. Even if it is not retrieved, if someone is able to bypass it, it is a one-to-one mapping. So even if it is regenerated, it will give you the same original WNS back to the system. For that, we are using Fala system, which is basically a TE-based system, because it has to be a very deterministic algorithm for generating address with a WNS. So in order to keep that as a secure format, we are using TEs. Now, once it is generated, it is stored in basically every network that we have. It is basically stored in that particular network. So if it is in Linea, Aurora, Hedera, if irrespective of their intrinsic format, we'll take the corresponding format and convert it directly as a standard WNS. We also added a small e-voting system that if we are able to identify a particular address informed in some kind of a scam process, we also have a blacklisting and a whitelisting process also that is basically driven by Aurora and Near protocol as a standard way to distribute out the voting mechanism. Now, once this entire WNS system is set up, we also have like MetaMask to be used for using WNS, just like the way of adding addresses or ENS. We can use that to fetch the address as well as the status of it, like whether it is like a smart contract address, whether it's a wallet address, or if it is a blacklisted address. So that way, it is a more visual format in terms of identifying if the transactions are going in a proper place or not. Again, these are the three big benefits that we were hoping for, like memorability, accuracy, and non-ambiguity. Again, this is more to enable a much simplified way of interacting with Web3. Future with the WNS is basically we were hoping that we build this WNS feature as a core MetaMask feature, which will allow for better security, better transaction, and ease of interacting with people and communicating with them in terms of like we do their account address or Twitter address. We are able to make it much more communicable. So with that said, I'll have my colleague Dimple switch over to the demo.
Okay, hi everyone. I'll quickly share my screen and we can get started with the demo.
Sounds good. I hear you perfectly, by the way. So well
yeah,
done.
I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible
We
now?
can see it. Yes, we can
Yeah.
see it.
So this is the website which we have built. So this is word name system where I can put any address and get the name generated for this. So let's see, let's say if I am saying that I need, I'll get some account address so that I can show you how I'm generating the name to that address, and then I can show you the DNS, sorry, the words assigned to this one. So let's say this is the account I'm choosing. So I'm copying this, switching back to the first since I have funds in this one. Okay, so this is my address. So now it will start running automatically. You see the green symbol? Green symbol means it's a normal wallet address. And if it's a wallet, if it's a contract address, then it will show you orange light here. And if it's an invalid address or blacklisted, then it will show you gray color here. And this is the name assigned to this address. So if you want to see what's the address and all, so we can check out in the snap as well. I think it's a little bit slow, so yeah.
Oh yeah, now I can see the extension popping up.
Yeah. So this is the actually button for us, which we have built for installing the snap into this Flask. And just to save time, I already installed the snap from this button and then just enabled it, got it connected, so that it won't take much time for the demo. So I'm just invoking the snap to see this name, and it will show you the correct address actually. I'm already connected, so let's see. Installation complete. And I'll just paste this WNS name here, which I found just now. And when I click on submit, it will show, it will get the address for this particular name.
We're not seeing it popping it up.
Yeah, it's just loading. Give it. You see, this is the name which I created from here. And now I'm fetching the data, so I can see that for this name, this is the address, and this and both the addresses are same. So
Nice.
if anyone is doing some transaction, they can actually copy this WNS name, and then they can do the fund transfer. So I'll show you a demo for donate functionality. Let's say this is the recipient account. So I just need to paste this name, and automatically it's fetching from chain address. And if I want to send some funds, I can send it.
While it is loading, if there's any questions, I'll be happy to take that. But yeah, this is basically our project, which was more about like making it simple way of communicating as well as invoking transactions. And again, we wish that it is taken, like it can basically replace any kind of a backend format, whether it's in the BTC system or whether it's in the EVM system. So any kind of an addresses can be replicated here.
I think it's very useful. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's something that also a lot of people will actually like use it. Any like specific challenges that you guys had during hacking on this?
Not exactly. It was just that we were hoping that we were able to make it a little more interactive. Like we have this submit button and all, as well as like the displays of like status and everything. We were hoping that we could like make it like just by copy pasting it rather than creating it as a submit and a transactional base. If it can be more interactive, we were hoping that we could make something like that. But yeah, we were facing some struggle there. But I think that is primarily from a UX perspective rather than functionality.
Yes. And speaking about what's happening next, like what's the plan coming next? Like, are you guys planning to add some new dedicated features on top of it?
So basically, this is basically a part of our wider vision. Like as I said, like we were looking at working at is to simplify Web3. And we as a service, we basically are providing it as an intent service, which is supposed to basically take care of multiple transaction requests and simplify it in the backend by abstracting away the technology. So what we are right now doing it is like use this WNS feature as one of the core component for people to invoke these transactions and get a lot of things done. It doesn't matter which chain it is, where it is lying and everything. So we are hoping that we can make WNS as part of it and make it cross-chain, cross-token, cross-application, and still be able to make it work.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. And make sure also like share this. You share both the repo and also like the project link around. I think also like we will share the submission link for your ETHGlobal submission here. And yeah, no, definitely like super exciting to see that. And I see Dimple that it worked out at the end, slowly, but it worked out.
Yeah, we'll share. We will have the source code shared out. I didn't have it ready. Okay.
Nice, nice. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. And are you guys planning to come to ETHGlobal Bangkok or planning to like participate in our hacker house? Like what's happening next in terms of like hackathon or builders activation?
Yeah, means I was definitely hoping that we'll have some chance to work on building some, like improving the snap as well as exploring the other components that MetaMask just I was looking at by Christian. And yes, we are also part of like we have a plan for like a DevCon also in Bangkok. So I definitely look forward to meeting you guys again there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, definitely excited what Christian also shared about UI components. I think that's very cool. And always make sure that you're checking out those builder kind of like support, like activation, right? The builder program, the revamp of the ambassador program, like a different cool. Like we have even like MetaMask grants now for specific like grants, and yeah, that's very exciting. And yeah, thanks so much for coming and presenting. And yeah, let's we can move to the last part. Anything do you want to add? To the audience today?
No, I'm really happy about like the opportunity, and thank you for having us there. And of course, like as we are building on it, I would appreciate any kind of a feedback from the community, as in what can we improve more upon. Means yeah, any feedback there as well as more very welcome.
Nice. I'm putting right now the source code of your repo and also like your submission at ETHGlobal for people to check. And I think they can also like give feedbacks. And looking forward to see more feature added around snaps and specific things. And thank you so much again for joining us for the call. Awesome, cool.
Sure. Thank you.
Awesome. I will untitle you guys. Thank you so much also, Dimple, for that. Let's do a quick recap. I think we have a couple of minutes left. So what basically we did today, right? So we spoke a little bit about with Tom how you can actually access new networks via the Infura platform. Then Christian mentioned a bit how you can do specific like snaps updates and how you can build the snaps from A to Z, including the latest features around the UI components extension. And then also we had one winning team around this Ethereum ETHGlobal Singapore that won last week hackathons. I think that's most of it. Just quick shout out again to all the team. It's great that you guys also like are putting a lot of comments in the chat. We are here for the builders, and we want to really empower everybody in the community building great applications, and obviously like leveraging not just our products, but leveraging really like the community and the modularity out of it, right? So what's happening next? I think so. We are planning right now all our Bangkok activations. So DEF CON will be definitely like a big part of it. So happy to always like come and see and say hi to the team. We'll be present around DEF CON, around a bunch of side events. We're also planning a specific delegation toolkit House. That's what we were like speaking a little bit before. This is all about delegation toolkit. So if you're also like ready, we have also an open beta that they should definitely like check it out. I think we can also send over the link. So if you are interested and you were maybe back in ECC where you saw and you participate to the Red Balloon Challenge, this was basically a dApp being built with the delegation toolkit. And we will share more links a little bit later. And obviously, as Eric is mentioning right now, Builder Nights Bangkok, we're planning on a interoperability night. So everything around interoperability and multi-chain. So that will be super exciting. And we're planning a couple of like also like announcement fireside chat that will be excited to see. And yeah, and a part of that, we are always our, let's say, virtual activation. All the Twitter space are still happening every month. We're planning the next community call in October before DEF CON, and also like we will invite different hackathon winners to shout out, and also we have some product updates for you in terms of like what can you further build as a builder, as a developer in the space. And yeah, and yesterday we also ran like a X space around the security, and we're planning now one around interoperability and developer tooling. So stay tuned for more announcement to be done. One thing that I also want to mention before we're closing, that I think we have like another 6 minutes. Why really we're doing these calls, right? We want to share really like product highlights. We want to be a platform where developers and builders in the space, they're winning hackathons, they're building cool stuff, they're coming and present anything that they build and they leverage all their MetaMask developer tooling suite, right? And just cool things that is happening around the ecosystem. And yeah, and also like one thing that we want to mention is that we are starting doing also like live coding session for all the developers here hearing. We're coming out with those announcements. So this will be really like 1-2 hours like a session where we are building from zero to hero a dApp from scratch, leveraging some of our product. We will start with some CLI that one of our colleagues build, and we show, I think, for the people that were in ETHGlobal Brussels, were there, and I think that would be fun. Then also like we're planning to build a game with a MetaMask SDK, and obviously like building a dApp and showing how the delegation toolkit work. So those live coding sessions are happening soon, and it will be exciting to show you guys that. Okay, sounds good. Also, like for the people that comment here, good job. We definitely need your feedbacks. This is a QR code for some of the feedback. This is not just about how this committee call was, but it's also like what you want to see next, right? You want to see more product updates, or maybe you don't care. You want to see more hackathon winners. You want to see and see more developers and builders around the ecosystem that are coming and present what they're building or enhancing their dApp, right? And I think there are different ways that you can contribute on those feedbacks. Even if you have feedbacks around specific product, you tested out SDK, you test out the delegation toolkit, you would like to give us feedbacks on. Or even like if you want us to come and do some, I don't know, could be webinars, workshops, technical walkthrough, right? Really like let us know. And we have also like a really cool MetaMask developer chat where we are also like having a lot of different conversation from like grants to like debugging sessions, so a lot of different things. And I think definitely that's it, right? And it's really good to also see like different like comments coming from the different platforms. And yeah, I want to also say big shout out to everyone in the call today. I think like 5+ people were on this call, responding question, syncing all the speakers, and I think. Again, I think it's one of the first time that we stayed around a little bit less than 1 hour, and I think it's great to end up actually like in time. Cool, sounds good. I don't know if I think Eric, you are still around. I don't know. We want to bring you like let's try the network. Like, how was the call today? Did you enjoy it? You want to add something? And it's great to see you back here.
Yeah. Yeah, super sorry about my connection earlier, but I loved the call. I loved kind of just seeing more information on snaps and the kind of UI capabilities, the JSX like kind of experience in and around building snaps. Big shout out to all of the hackathon winners from ETHGlobal EcoTrack. One of my favorite, hands down, best project was Hands Up. Filebeam was great. Waste Protocol, and of course, we saw WNS here today. So just a big shout out to everyone who took home some winnings from ETHGlobal, and we can't wait to see everyone in Bangkok. Hopefully, we have a strong showing of the community there, and check out Luma, and make sure you register for the Builder Nights. And if you're interested in the DevCon Hacker House that we're going to be doing, reach out and DM us, but you'll also see that information coming out. So
yes, both the ETHGlobal Bangkok and the Delegation Toolkit Hacker House, that will be a great possibility for builders in the space to really like show their capabilities and build something cool.
And watch the Vitalik movie. I don't know.
That was cool. Did you watch it, Eric?
I was trying to watch it. I was actually trying to pay for it last night, and I had an issue on getting funds into one of my wallets. But I'm trying to watch it again because I had a ticket and I missed it at Singapore. But in 2025, if you don't want to pay for it in 2025, I think there's going to be some. It's probably going to be streaming on some platforms. So
yes,
but
yes.
I think it'll be pretty cool. I saw the intro or the what do you call it? The trailer for it, which seemed just seemed really interesting.
Yes, yeah, it's all about ethos of Web3, right? And I think building with what we're doing with permissionless innovation, trying to enabling builders to build really cool things is definitely like aligned to the ethos. Decentralize all our products.
Everyone should be looking out on the YouTube for the Builder Nights Vitalik keynote and Q&A that he did afterwards. There were some really good questions, and also the panel was just amazing. You did a really good job organizing that, and as always, Francesco knocked it out of the park with that. Probably one of our best Builder Nights ever. So that stuff's all going to be coming out soon. So check out our MetaMask dev channel for that, I think, or MetaMask.
Yeah, seeing Vitalik the stage for 1 hour was actually like really cool. Like, it's always like dropping.
He stayed for a long time.
Like, awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for making this happening. And yeah, I see you guys.